nervous actually. This is the most powerful car I have ever driven. And also one of the most comfortable. It's going to be a weird video, this. Oh, this car, bloody hell. 10 yards in, I can already tell that this car is feisty. Back in 2014, someone walked into a Mercedes dealership and decided they wanted to spend 150 grand on a car. And this is what they came out with. It's the S63 Coupe, and it is such an insane car. It's mad, it's stunning, it's joyous to drive, and it's so comfortable. And I'll let you into a little secret. This car has 726 bhp. How are we going to deal with this on UK roads? I don't know. It's going to be a bit of a video of two halves, really. Number one, I'm driving an S-Class. If you've seen my previous video, I love S-Classes. They're so comfortable to drive, they're so relaxing. And the idea of shoving a 5.5 litre twin turbo V8 under the bonnet is going to excite anyone. In some ways it's too much, it's a bit excessive, but in other ways it's just a stroke of genius. It's a fantastic engine, it really is. A lot of people say that the 4 litre twin turbo that they put in the E-Class and the C-Class is a great engine, and it is. And this 5.5 litre engine gets quite overlooked. It's an absolute powerhouse. And whereas the 4 litre twin turbo is quite a motorsporty engine, it's very well tuned, it's a very clever design of an engine, this thing is brutal. There's none of that clever hot V turbo stuff. They're just hanging off the side of the engine, traditional turbocharging, and a colossal 5.5 litre V8. In standard form, it develops 577 horsepower and a ridiculous 900 newton meters of torque. That's a lot of torque. My M140 had 500 newton meters, and that felt like a very strong engine. This thing would eat it for breakfast. So why am I a little bit nervous about driving this? Well, some crazy person decided that 577 horsepower wasn't enough, and they wanted to take it to MSL Performance and give it a stage 2 tune, which, if you saw my RS3 video, you'll realise tuning cars, for me, it's a bit of a questionable thing. I don't know whether it's fully worth it, particularly on a car that's already rapid. And this car is already rapid. So it doesn't actually take much to get that kind of power output from this engine. I suspect it was held back anyway from factory. 577 bhp is standard. Now we have 726, and that is through a remap and some work to the exhaust. Not a great deal. And given that it goes through the rear wheels, I'm a little bit nervous, let's put it that way. But let's see how it is. I'm on my faster bit of road here. I don't really want to go nuts. What have we got? We've got sport, comfort. I'm going to go sport, manual, sport. I'm going to go manual. God help me. Exhaust? No, that's ride height. I'm not really ready for this. Right, okay. Wow. I have not driven a car where the car behind you becomes very small as quick as that, but I'm a little bit surprised at how it feels. I was expecting it to feel like a bomb, like I've been shot in the head, but that is actually very composed. That feels smooth. Do you know what? It doesn't it's a weird thing to say really, but it doesn't actually feel that fast. But when you look at the numbers, you are going to jail. I've not felt performance like that before. It's a really strange sensation because the car is so smooth and so comfortable and reasonably quiet for such a powerful engine. It's really deceiving on how fast it is. You don't actually feel like you're going that quickly. If you compare it to the GT4 Cayman, that is wild. As you're accelerating, it makes such a beautiful noise, it's loud, it's engaging, you're sat low down, it feels rapid, and it's only got 380 horsepower. I say only, that's still a good amount. But this is getting on for double that. In fact, it's double the power of the Cayman GT4, and yet in some ways it doesn't feel as quick. I guess it's a really obvious question. Is all this power just a bit too much? Before I drove the car, I thought I knew the answer, because it is a lot of power, isn't it? It's probably too much. You're getting on for Brabus levels of power, and whereas Brabus will change the brakes, they'll change the suspension, they'll even change the aerodynamics of the car, this is a standard S-Class. Same brakes as factory, same suspension, everything. And to ask it to cope with another 20% power, maybe more, is asking a lot of it. These cars are tuned in factory to cater for the power that they're given. But I think in the case of this S-Class, the chassis and the brakes and everything are so competent as standard, it can easily handle this power. It feels like this is the sort of power it should have had to start with. I am driving it in the dry. If I drove it in the wet, I think it might be a completely different story. But it is fabulous. Driving an S-Class is always a joy. It's so comfortable. I've never driven a car with this level of toys and sophistication to it. The dashboard is crazy, the sculpture of it, and I don't know, it feels like you're in some kind of museum. It's just a weird but wonderful place to sit. And I don't know if you can see these seats. I'll lean forward a bit. They are the most comfortable seats I've ever experienced. Let's talk a little bit more about this interior. You can see from the cutaway shots that it is a lovely colour combination. Maybe not to everyone's taste, but it certainly is to me. But the toys on offer, compared to the other S-Class anyway, are, well, compared to any car actually, are phenomenal. There's no indication that the car is lacking in options. Sometimes you'll have buttons which are blanked off. In this, nothing. We've got a row up here, we've got a head-up display, we've got a night vision camera, which is wild. Something that never really caught on. Well, let's just do this roundabout whilst we're here. Wow. Do you know what? It feels fabulous around this roundabout. This thing disguises its size and weight very well. It's a very competent chassis. I think that's probably my main surprise, my main takeaway. Given the size of it, it feels small, it feels nimble, and it feels like it can handle this colossal power. I'm stunned by it, I really am. It's pointy, steering is good, it's quite light. It's not the meatiest steering ever. I think the steering on the C63 is better, but the lightness of it adds to the S-Class appeal. The C-Class is more of a muscle car, it's more of a thug really. This can do the thug, but it will also massage you as you do it, because it does have massage seats. This is a fabulous machine. I thought the tune would ruin it, but it doesn't. It barely scratches the surface of what this car's capable of. It is awesome. Whilst we're here, should we have a look at fuel economy? Okay, I've got 30% of fuel left, 35-mile range. Okay, since I've started this drive, I've averaged 17.2. Not too bad, considering it's got more power than a Ferrari Enzo. One thing I've always found quite interesting is There are two very expensive premium Mercedes that exist, and one of them has just defied the market in terms of depreciation and desirability, and the other one has flopped slightly. The one that's flopped is actually this one. This is a 40 grand car. It's currently for sale for 40 grand, and considering it was 150 when it was new, that is a big hit. I know it's over 10 years, but that's a lot of money, that is. And the flip side of that, the other car, is the G-Wagon. That's a car that everyone seems to want. It's an expensive car when it was new, but they've held the values really well and they don't seem to drop. It's a mad thing because I've driven a G-Wagon, a G63, and I do get the whole G-Wagon thing. I would never own one. But in truth, a G-Wagon is rubbish to drive. The turning circle is awful. Steering feels weird when you turn it. It's like you turn it full lock and then you let go of the steering wheel and it springs back like half a lock. It's a really weird sensation. The dashboard is about that thin, which if you're detailing a car is great because it takes about 1 minute to do. But, you know, in an accident, something comes through the window, like you're about that far away from it. It's just horrendous. And the fit and finish isn't what you'd expect of a 200 grand car. Whereas this, the car that depreciated 110 grand since it was new, feels supreme. In my head, I thought I wasn't going to enjoy this car. I thought it was going to be too excessive. 726 horsepower is ludicrous. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, like the very greatest hypercars, which were unobtainable, you wouldn't even ever see one on the road, they had just over 600 horsepower. And for me to be sat here comfortably driving around, having a chat with you guys in a car that has 100 horsepower more than them and is in a Mercedes S-Class, I think the world has moved on drastically since those cars. And the funny thing is, when this thing went for its stage 2 tune, because I spoke to the company that did it, when they do the standard stage 2 tune, the car delivers some outrageous numbers, higher than the numbers that it has at the moment. But the owner didn't want to go that far, so they actually curtailed the numbers. They actually pulled it back a little bit, and that makes me astonished. I thought people tuned cars just to get the biggest number possible. I thought it was like a bit of a willy waving exercise, but this person's modified it in, dare I say, a tasteful way. And I think they've respected this car and what it's capable of and what it should be about, and they haven't chased, I know it's a high number, but they haven't chased this stupid figure, this tyre shredding, god awful, 800, 900 horsepower, which I'm sure could be achieved quite easily with this engine. And what they've actually created is a very competent, extremely fast, trust me, this thing is ballistic, but it feels still civilized. And that's what an S-Class should be. This still feels fabulous and majestic to drive. But if you want to overtake a caravan, it will destroy anything that you come up against.